It is now precisely 7 o'clock.
Springbok Radio presents World News and Africa Survey.
Good morning. It is Wednesday morning, the 3rd of December 2025. My name is Wynand de Tooy, and I greet you here from the edges of the Kalahari Desert in the Northern Cape of South Africa. By popular request, I am repeating to a large extent in today's broadcast the same which I did yesterday in Afrikaans, except maybe a little bit more that we will talk about. But when it comes to the whole issue of genocide, Donald Trump accusing the South African government of exercising genocide, it rings a bell with a lot of South Africans. But then we got those liberal elements that say, well, I am Afrikaner and there's no human rights abuses, and this is fake news. But the problem is genocide includes things like your culture, destroy your culture, your language in schools, etc. Your sports is being attacked, your music, and a lot of different things. And the fact that you are keeping a large part or keeping the minority groups out of work propositions. They are not allowed to apply, they're not accepted. Then there's a lot of universities where there is race quotas, where you cannot study as a doctor if you are not black. So there's a lot of racial exclusions on different levels in South Africa, on all levels, in fact. And that is that through BEE, the government is prohibiting a certain racial group from participating in the economic welfare of the country. All this together constitutes already genocide. And genocide as such is not only the random killing of all white people, but by attacking culture, language, by marginalization of a specific minority group like the whites in South Africa, and you look at farms attacks and you look at farm murders, then you got to ask the question. We are all realize the realities that in fact we are already busy with genocide. All genocide starts at a point. If you look at Rwanda, the genocide there, the Hutus and Tutsis in their battle where a certain part of the population was called cockroaches, and everything that went wrong in Rwanda was blamed on the cockroaches. And that has continued, has been building up. It was even said openly over radio stations. And eventually, by manufacturing an incident, it sends this genocide into full scale, which means killing of the opposition without hesitation, without mercy, and brutally killing the opposition. If we look at South Africa, we are probably standing at stage 8 out of 10 in as far as the killing stage or genocide is then concerned. Because stage 8, in which we are now, is this polarization which we are seeing in South Africa. The one group, racial group, blaming the other one, the blame game. The fault is apartheid, the fault is that of colonialism. When something failed in South Africa, it is the whites that are failing. But there's no responsibility taken by the government for its failed policies and for what it is standing for. Because whatever they are telling the outside world does not reflect the real situation on the ground in South Africa. Stage 9 is the physical execution, and stage 10 is a full-out denial that it has happened. So we are one step away, one spark away from a full-scale genocide where people will be attacked. Dr. Theo de Jager said, since English newspapers do not report on farm murders, the world and a large part of South Africans do not know about it. For example, a farmer's wife, allegedly still alive after her throat was slit, was thrown into a pit. It never reaches the mainstream media, or they don't put it out there for the people to read. If you look at the decline of farmers in 1988, about 120,000 white farmers. Today, there's only 32,000 left. That does not mean that the rest has been murdered, but they were stealthily being forced out of business, and many of them sold their farms and moved for a better prospect into a town, went to do another business because of the finances and struggles. But the point is, look at the reduction of the capability to feed our nation and feed the rest of the nations in Africa. If we look at the number of farm attacks, is much, much more than the farm murders. And that's no thanks to the police service who don't want to protect the farmers, the government that don't want to declare it a priority crime. The farmers is basically responsible for their own security. That's why they have formed farm guards, groups, neighbor groups, patrolling the areas. So the fact that few of the farm attacks are actually successful, that end in a murder, is because the farmers, the white farmers, are able to defend themselves. It's unfortunately not possible to defend yourself 100% of the times, because you got to work as well. But the success of preventing farm murders is solely white initiative. But these attacks are escalating. Just the past past 3 weeks, there were 3 farm murders, successful farm attacks, which ended up in a murder. If we look at the crosses there at the Witkruis monument outside of Potgietersrus, you will see for yourself the thousands and thousands of white crosses there against the hill that was planted in remembrance of every farmer for his or her murder which has been planted there for everyone to see. But the politici, they don't drive that roads. They fly where they want to go. They don't drive that, so they don't see it. They are not interested in it. So what we have in South Africa is a move, a shift towards a full-scale genocide which will happen. We are 80% into a genocide if you look at all the other laws that are being enforced against the white minority, which also constitutes genocide. Because it's a whole combination of factors together which eventually makes up the definition of genocide. So whoever is saying there's no genocide probably grow up in a city, have never known black people from birth, haven't worked on the farms with them, haven't chatted with them very often. So if you don't have contact with them, you are living in a city and not in the rural areas or on a farm, you will not know from what is happening. And because you are a leftist, a lefty, a liberal, it's probably the reason why you don't want to see it, can't see it, because you can't believe that things like that happen. That's normally people that's undereducated, they don't know their history, they don't know anything about the right to work, the right to live, the right to mix with your own race only. If you prefer to do that, that's acceptable. We got race quotas in sports. Almost everywhere we see it now. But you never see it in black teams. They are not forced to employ white people. They are not enforced to get white people into their teams, not even one. But everywhere where the white people are involved, it's always a screaming from the ANC about where is the equality, where is, and it must, if 60% or 90% of the population is black, then it should be 90% of the population making up your company. BEE, give money away, give shares away. Not one black person from Cyril Ramaphosa downwards has ever worked for their money. It's all because of BEE partnerships. That's what has happened. Watch South Africa closely. Because what is going to happen here, we are going to see in other countries very, very soon. Be warned, be prepared. And if you are a South African, prepare and brace yourself for the worst, because it is coming. Enjoy this morning your condensed milk coffee, and I'll talk to you guys again next week. Have a nice day.